Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Gitasha Sharma. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Friday, the 18th of August. India welcomes US designation of Hizbul Mujahideen as foreign terrorist group. Infosys CEO Vishal Sikka resigns. And now for all the details. India on Friday welcomed the United States' decision to impose sanctions on Pakistan-based terror group Hizbul Mujahideen. Meanwhile, Pakistan on Thursday said it was disappointed over the move and termed it unjustified.
India's foreign ministry on Friday welcomed the United States' decision to impose sanctions on Pakistan-based terror group Hizbul Mujahideen. India's foreign ministry spokesperson Ravish Kumar said the designation of the anti-India group as a global terror outfit reflected New Delhi and Washington's commitment against terrorism.
We feel that these designations, they reflect the joint commitment of India and US to firmly deal with terrorism in all its forms and manifestations.
Pakistan's foreign ministry on Thursday said Islamabad was disappointed over imposition of sanctions by the United States on terror group Hizbul Mujahideen. At a media briefing in Islamabad, Pakistan's foreign ministry spokesman Nafeez Zakaria said the decision was unjustified. The US took the action against the Pakistan-based militant organization on Wednesday, saying the group had claimed responsibility for several attacks, including one in 2014 in Indian Kashmir that left 17 people injured. The move against Hizbul Mujahideen comes after last month's US designation of its chief Syed Salahuddin as a terrorist, a label denounced by him.
Meanwhile, floods and landslides due to heavy monsoon rains have affected millions across India. Relief efforts have been ramped up in flood-hit provinces as fury continues. Rescue workers have been toiling for days now to evacuate those marooned by the floods.
Chief Minister of India's northern Uttar Pradesh province Yogi Adityanath on Friday conducted an aerial survey of the flood-hit areas in the province. Flood situation has worsened in the province following continuous rains and discharge of water in rivers. At least 23 people have died due to deluge in 890 villages in the eastern region of the province in the past few days, according to local media reports.
आपदा में जनहानि होने पर भी जो सहायता पीड़ित परिवारों को प्राप्त होनी चाहिए वह तत्काल उपलब्ध कराने की व्यवस्था की जानी चाहिए। साथ ही पर्याप्त मात्रा में खाद्यान्न जहां पीड़ित परिवारों को मिलना चाहिए।
Meanwhile, incessant rains for the past 4 days in India's eastern West Bengal province has thrown normal life out of gear. People are forced to live in makeshift tents to protect themselves.
ये जो बाढ़ है जो पिछले बाढ़ था 1987 का उससे भी ज़्यादा है। जिस दिन से इसे चुना है लोकल चुनाव गया रविवार से उस दिन से है अभी तक है। आज से 4 दिन हो गया यही हाल है। लेकिन अभी तक जो बाढ़ है धीरे-धीरे सुधर रहा है अभी तक।
Meanwhile, residents in Nepal's Birganj city are struggling to get back to their normal lives after the floods destroyed their settlements and claimed the lives of thousands of livestock in the country. They said government response has not been enough as they struggle to clear the damage in the aftermath of the floods that has also affected Bangladesh in recent days.
Decades of misrule by the Pakistani establishment in Gilgit-Baltistan region has left almost every sector in shambles. Locals say there has been no improvement in the dreary educational system of the region.
Education plays a pivotal role for the socio-economic development of a society. But rampant corruption and government's sheer apathy have left the education sector in Gilgit-Baltistan in shambles. Lack of better educational facilities in Gilgit-Baltistan is leaving students bereft of a chance at quality education and a better future.
तो अब तक जो 2 साल हो गए जो मौजूदा सूबाई हुकूमत के इसने भी अब तक महकमा सेहत और तालीम में कोई इस्लाह नहीं लाए हैं। महकमा सेहत का और बिगड़ा हुआ है। कई ऐसे टीचर्स हैं जो स्कूल नहीं जाते हैं, घर बैठे तनख्वाहें ले रहे हैं। कई ऐसे स्कूल्स की बिल्डिंग और सिर्फ स्टूडेंट हैं जिनको टीचर दस्तयाब नहीं है, वहाँ टीचर अवेलेबल नहीं है। कई ऐसे स्कूल है वहाँ हाई स्कूल जो है वहाँ लैब का सिस्टम नहीं है, वहाँ IT का सिस्टम नहीं है।
स्पेस से फ़ायदा उठाते हुए प्राइवेट लोगों ने वहाँ पर अपने इंस्टीट्यूट खोले हैं, स्कूल्स बनाए हैं, कॉलेजेस बनाए हैं और हत्ता कि जो सरकारी मुलाजमीन हैं, असातिज़ा हैं, उनके बच्चे भी वहाँ पर पढ़ने लगे हैं। क्वालिटी एजुकेशन ना होने की वजह से गिलगित बल्तिस्तान के जो बच्चे सामने आ रहे हैं तो वो मुकाबला नहीं कर पा रहे होते हैं।
Presently, Gilgit-Baltistan is characterized by high dropout rates, but Islamabad seems to be least bothered. With the falling education standards and dipping literacy rate, the dismal conditions are fueling a sense of deprivation among the residents of the region, which was illegally occupied by Pakistan decades ago.
Moving on to news from Afghanistan, Mirza Olang Valley in northern Afghanistan has been in news following a coordinated attack by militants in the area recently. Residents said they want stern action by government to root out the militants in the area.
Mirza Olang Valley in Afghanistan's northern Saripul province fell to militants earlier this month. Residents were targeted, in which around 50 villagers were killed. Afghan National Army launched a military operation and retook the valley from the militants. Some public uprising forces and residents in the valley on Thursday said the Taliban and Islamic State militants are still present in parts of the area.
خموی اینجا بیاد شب پیدا نمیتونی خوام کیستا نشده خونه دوباره میگیره مور زنده دستگیر میدی بعد از مو خستی مامالیم در قماندانی.
70-year-old Hussein said he took up a gun against Taliban 5 months ago and he was the last person to leave a hill in the valley following the militants' attack. Hundreds of families are now homeless following the attack. Mirza Olang residents said they want stern action by government to root out the militants in the area.
More news from Afghanistan. A fashion show was held in Afghan capital Kabul on Thursday. The event showcased vibrant clothing styles aimed at promoting the country's rich culture and tradition.
A traditional fashion show was held in the Afghan capital Kabul on Thursday to promote the country's culture. Around 50 models walked the ramp dressed in ethnic wear with clothes displaying unique Afghani designs and colors. These models also launched their modeling group known as Baran Modeling, which is the first of its kind in the country. The group aims to move Afghanistan towards self-reliance in the production of dresses and in promoting traditional clothes in the country. Generally, the traditional dresses of women in Afghanistan are made from light linens and are loose-fitting for ease of movement. They come in many colors and have detailed stitching designs.
India's Foreign Ministry on Friday confirmed the skirmish at Pangong Lake that occurred on August 15, saying it was later discussed by the army officers on both the sides. Indian and Chinese boat patrols clashed with each other at Pangong So Lake in India's northern Ladakh region, near the Finger 6 part of the 83.8-mile-long lake, one-third of which is in Indian control and the rest under Chinese control. India and Chinese troops continue to be locked in a standoff at Doklam Plateau near to the mountainous Indian province of Sikkim, which borders China. Vishal Sikka on Friday resigned as the Chief Executive Officer of India's second-largest software exporter, Infosys. He will take on the role of Executive Vice Chairman until a permanent CEO takes charge.
Brought in to turn around India's top IT firm Infosys 3 years ago, Vishal Sikka resigned as the company's chief executive officer on Friday. Sikka blamed a low-running row with founders over the tech firm's strategy to be the reason behind his decision. He said it was difficult to deal with continuous noise around the same things. UB Praveen Rao, Infosys chief operating officer, was named interim managing director and CEO. Rao will report to Sikka, who will take on the executive vice chairman role until a permanent CEO takes charge, which should be no later than end March 2018.
Repeating the same things, getting them investigated multiple times from different organizations. At some point you realize that this is taking a heavy toll on the organization, it is taking a heavy toll personally, and so I just felt that it is an untenable situation and I don't want to do this anymore.
Meanwhile, Sikka's departure spooked Infosys investors. Shares fell more than 13% to a 3-year low of $14.71, wiping about $4.85 billion off the number 2 Indian IT services firm's market value. Infosys counts Apple, Volkswagen and Walmart Stores Incorporation among its customers. Sikka's resignation comes a day ahead of the board meeting that could greenlight a major share buyback.
Ace Indian designers set the ball rolling for a fashion week held recently in Mumbai. Celebrated designer Ritu Kumar showcased her collection titled Sweet Surrender during the fashion extravaganza. Well, that's all we have for you from South Asia this evening. Now our viewers can watch the show on southasianewsline.com. You can also visit us on facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time next week. Have a great weekend. Good night.